Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasies, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing a Dark Academia bully romance series known for its smutty content and often billed as a Harry Potter for adults. That's right, grab your Stardust, we're headed to Solaria.
Welcome to Zodiac Academy. Note to students, vampire bites, loss of limbs, or getting lost in the Wailing Woods will not count as a valid excuse for being late to class or this podcast.
In today's episode, we're discussing Book 9, Restless Stars, chapters 1 through 14, where the rebels take out the court of Solaria, Darius struggles with his treasure addiction, the queens escape their prison, and the gang successfully raids the FIB.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Zodiac Academy World books, including the Ruthless Boys and Darkmoor Penitentiary series. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and Fourth Wing and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance. Like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube.
So last we left off, the twins had just saved Zodiac Academy from Vard's evil, monstrous experiments, leading everyone to follow Darius and bowing and proclaiming them queens. Upon their ascension, the stars offered them a choice. They choose to fulfill the broken promise and break the curse on their family. Unfortunately, Clyde is now free and impersonating the Vegas, and they're trapped magicless in a cursed cave that will cause them to melt if they change into their phoenixes. Meanwhile, back at the academy, the heirs, Orion and Xavier, are finally reunited with their lost brother. Now, I know I said last episode that I was needing that reuniting in that last chapter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted.
So true. I mean, it's so beautiful to see them like freak out and like be like, oh my God, he's back. That's how I felt too, like on their behalf.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Xavier literally losing his goddamn mind.
He did. Although I do have to agree with Christy about him, the way he acts towards Seth. I was a little disappointed in that.
I agree, but I was kind of just laughing at it because I was like, what is wrong with you? I was laughing at the...
I mean, Seth, I guess, was the right one to do it with, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't like that he said he was owed it most. And that's what I was like, I could see him being
agree.
Like, I need it most, or I want it most, but...
Definitely not owed
They
it.
make him, like, the poster boy for, like, the entitled male, like, caricature.
I did not agree with that either. As a sister, if one of my siblings were to die and then come back to life, I would feel some kind of entitlement to a reunion.
Sure.
But not the most.
No,
I mean, obviously his wife has the most.
Yeah. I just don't think it's fair to, like, put it like that in any way.
Yeah. But I will say a little bit of maybe a double standard is because at first I nailed Xavier for knocking people out of the way. I was like, what the hell? These people have just gone through war. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, just so nailing him. And then Orion does it a little bit later. I was like, you know what? I'm not mad. So I had to go back and take it out for Xavier.
I put down in the notes that Orion was waiting for a big fat kiss. Just like Tory.
Speaking of Orion, did y'all get the sense that he's going back to his feeling like he's not wanted there?
No. You got that vibe?
Y'all didn't get that?
Mm-mm.
I got the opposite.
Really? I kind of got that vibe when he was like, he turned to Darius and was like, hunt with me, brother. And then he was just left there alone. And when the heirs were there, I kind of felt like he was being left out a little, but that could just be my own projection.
I took it as him being selfish of his time, not like, I don't know.
I'm kind of on the same page, or I thought he maybe didn't hear him.
Oh, I don't think Darius hurt him at all, but I felt like Orion was feeling a little left out.
Yeah.
The way that the heirs were all hugging him at first and he was trying to hold himself back, like
Trying to wait
he wasn't
on the
supposed to be
sidelines.
part of that.
Yeah. I think I interpreted it as he just wanted Darius' attention all to himself when he got it, and therefore he was like waiting.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for them to do their thing, and then I'm gonna give him my big fat kiss, and all will be well. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I felt it that was the same way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could be projecting. I got that vibe, and I know he had that vibe before. So I was like, please, let's not go back to this.
Because Xavier he specifically notes just how beautiful that relationship was, and kind of seeing them all together, that they had finally gotten past what Lionel tried to stop when he tried to keep Orion from being with the heirs, and now they were all together. So
yeah,
I don't know. I felt like it was this beautiful reunion.
Definitely.
It was. I just got the hint of it. But I loved the moment when they're all piled on Darius hugging him. And I think Seth steps away or something, or falls. And Orion's like, nope, come here.
Yeah.
Get your ass back up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's working.
So cute. So cute.
Oh my God.
I was dying after the part where Orion literally is like, I bet Darius fucked a bunch of stars while he was gone or something. And he was like, no stars, but your dad took it like a pro. Oh, boys will be boys, I guess. That's the real way to use that that phrase.
Oh my God.
But anyway, the twins are like, secure the academy. And at first I was like, oh yeah, secure the academy. But then I realized, wait a fucking minute. Wait.
It's not the twins.
Yeah.
Well, plus it lists that they don't have crowns of fire because they left with that.
True. I don't think I caught that.
They did.
That's crazy.
So Darius rides off on Xavier to go hunting cunts and secure the academy. But meanwhile, Tory and Darcy are still in this cave. They have no power, no way out, and Tory is working herself over trying to get out, but nothing is working. And they kind of have another heart-to-heart while they're in there.
Yeah.
Again? Like, didn't we just do this?
Wasn't it more of an apology than like her getting upset about something?
Well, yeah, and I mean, that was the way I took it in the last book. It was them talking their issues out instead of her really getting upset. I mean, she was upset, but this is them continuing to talk their issues out and kind of the taking responsibility part of your actions. And
I think Tory makes some really good points here, even though I don't love that she's upset with Darcy, but like she's upset with Darcy for some of the wrong reasons. But I do think that she takes away what she should be taking away from the conversation, which is we shouldn't be so dependent on each other, and that can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And also the fact that Tory wasn't just dealing with his loss, she was really dealing with her own depression and losing herself to it. Like she says, I didn't risk death, I fought it. To me, that also means in grieving Darius, she nearly died as well. She nearly went that way. And I think that...
Didn't she say that she thought about killing herself?
Does she explicitly say it?
I thought so.
I thought it was just more in the way of risking herself.
I don't remember her explicitly saying, but it seems to be that she implied it at least. And I think that she says that because Darcy doesn't seem to see that. Darcy wasn't there, and Darcy just thinks like, oh, I wasn't there to support you. But Tori's like, you don't understand, like, you're the only reason that I didn't kill myself.
Yeah, did she not say that out loud?
I don't know if she said it like that. Like, she says it, but she doesn't, I don't remember her saying like, I was gonna kill myself. She might have.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm listening to the audiobook and they say something, I'm not sure if it's dialogue or internal.
That's chapter 2. Let me see.
Tori does bring up a good point, though. They're sealed in this cave where even the shadow beast can't get out. When are they going to run out of air?
Yeah, that part made me go, oh shit, that's a great question. What are they going to do?
Which, an even more important question. Does the Shadow Beast have a name? Did they name him?
No, I don't think so.
I need a name.
I would hope that they eventually name him, but they can't just call it the Shadow Beast.
It's Beastie.
Right?
She has to name it.
I hope she names it. I hope
feel like
Orion gloms onto it and becomes best buddies with it.
Like Seth.
Orion's a big softie. He just pretends to be.
This is what gave me the idea that she thought about killing herself.
Yeah.
I took a knife from my belt, turning it in my palm before aiming it at my own chest and arching a brow at her at the tip pressed to my skin. The veil is never far away, which the veil is death.
Yeah.
So I shrugged and she sucked in a breath, snatching the blade from my hand as if I might have plans to follow through on that act now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She implies it. But she doesn't outright say, I was going to kill myself.
I think holding a knife to your heart saying the veil's never far away.
It's still not an explicit...
I think she's just dramatic.
Yeah, it's just... Anyway, that's just a technicality. But I thought it was a good talk.
All right. Well, so they do pull out the Shadow Beast in this scene, and Darcy tells it to, find a crack, which would have been a good way for them to get out. But apparently it doesn't work.
Sad. I don't know why, though.
I'm sorry. You say find a crack, and I picture it going up one of their butts.
Of course you did.
But back at the academy, the rebels are securing the school. Darius went off with Xavier, and Orion goes after High Spell.
Oh, yes. So satisfying.
When he finds her in his old classroom, takes her down, crushes the amulet on her chest. I laughed out loud so much. Gives a new meaning to the word dick face.
So I listened...
Or fuckface.
Fuckface, yes. I literally listened to this chapter first thing this morning, and I was getting ready, sleep still in my eyes, and I hear that this bitch has a penis for a nose. And I go, what? What?
And I like that Seth's first question is
does it
functional?
work?
And she's like, yes!
Can you smell with it?
Bruh. First rule, do not be a fucking idiot, he said. She got what she deserved.
Yeah. No, the way she's explaining it, she's like, I was cursed by this woman because I slept with her husband.
And her
father.
And probably her brother if she had one of those too. She was like, if I'm obsessed with dick, I should have my own.
Honestly, that's hilarious.
My thing, the weird things that go through your mind was, so she's wearing this illusion over her face so that nobody can see it.
Right.
I'm assuming that she is sleeping with other people with
I
how
would think.
overly sexual she is.
Yeah.
Can they feel it?
Yeah, is it an illusion physically or ooh.
How do you squish your face against somebody else's?
How do
if
you
you're
brush
trying
your
to kiss
teeth?
them? How do you exactly.
Maybe
Isn't it? You have to hold it up while you're.
maybe it's not.
What happens if you sneeze? Does semen come out?
Ew.
She said it was functional in all the ways.
Oh, Christy.
So if she's turned on, does it stand up while
She said
she's
it was
kissing?
functional.
Wouldn't it hit somebody?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it hit somebody in the forehead?
Maybe it's not a glamour.
What if you
is
have a
this?
runny nose?
Maybe it's not a glamour, it's a transformation spell.
Oh,
How big is
That
this
makes
penis?
sense.
Yeah, is it at least a good length? Come on.
yeah. But because what about the balls? I mean, because they would be right here, right?
I can't. They didn't say cock and balls. They just said cock.
Yeah.
They said balls.
They
too.
said balls.
I do
Yes.
not recall that. I do
Yeah.
not. That's so much worse.
He's got some extra
So
cheeks.
much worse.
Or she. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Maybe this is why I don't pay close attention like this.
And the little hairies on the balls, do they tickle?
Oh my god.
That's so bad. That's so
I
bad.
wonder
Does
if
she
she
shave
slept
them?
with Washer.
There's got to be a way to reverse that curse. Dick face.
Well, she was like, I've been
Fuckface.
searching forever for a cure, but nobody can find it because apparently she used some old magic.
Well,
They probably don't want to find
it's
it.
funny because we know the twins could figure it out, but will they?
They can burn that shit off.
Yeah, you can burn that shit off.
had put her on display.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I said, they're going to eat this shit up. And they did. How could you not after everything she did?
Yeah. And yes, Seth had the best reaction. It was like,
Does it work? Okay, but does
is it functional?
Is it functional?
You're missing the point.
Classic Seth.
No, I'm pretty sure he got the point.
Oh, man.
Oh, but yeah. So after this, Orion throws her out the window to Milton. And they do
nobody
display
catches her.
They do display her. And yes, they let her fall flat on her face. Seth and Caleb, Max, and Orion have this really awkward moment. Well, really, it's Max and Orion.
Yeah.
Where they're like, the whole time I'm sitting there, just get on his back. Just get on his back. And they're like, okay, do I put my arm around your neck? And here, let me lift my leg. It was torturous a little bit. But I was just like,
guys,
jump on his
it doesn't have to be like this.
Just because Caleb, carried Seth across the threshold doesn't
Marital
mean...
style.
Yeah. All right. So, Jerry's chapter. I was disappointed in Jerry that she did not recognize the twins.
You skipped over that Darius
as
talks
being
about
fake.
Rash. It's not important,
Where?
but in the Orion chapter,
Oh, well.
Who names their kid Rash?
who the fuck is Rash?
Darius does drop these little, oh yeah, by the way, your family said this from beyond the grave. And he does tell Orion that Clara is doing well and that she's dating somebody
Beyond the
in
veil.
his wonderful little fashion of getting the name wrong.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's consistent.
It's Reth, Reth. It's a character we've never
no
heard
wonder
of.
he got it wrong, because what kind of name is Reth?
Yeah,
It's better than Rash.
Not that far off, though.
like a ball rash.
He was always terrible with names.
Yeah, which is really sad for Gabriel.
For Gabriel?
Yeah, when they go visit him, he
yeah.
says, "Oh, remember Marcus?"
Yeah, and it's not Marcus.
No,
or
I said Manuel.
Yeah.
It's Marcel. And yes, in the veil, if people don't remember you, you fade.
Aww.
And so
Like a
Marcel
fairy?
is not doing so well. I guess like a fairy.
If people don't believe in you anymore, Tinkerbell style.
Yeah, it pushes you to move on to,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess, greener pastures. But since Gabriel never met his father, he doesn't have anybody to remember him.
Yeah.
So he is literally hanging on by the tips of his fingers, trying to hold on to Gabriel, but nobody remembers him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he's having a hard time.
Oh,
Yeah. His storyline in Beyond the Veil is kind of sad. Although Hale hates him.
Oh, well.
Hale really hates him. And you should hear them. You should hear them get into fights because Marcel's like, "That's my son," and Hale's like, "No, who raised him? That's my son."
oh my God. Well, did anybody else notice for Geraldine that her chapter was almost weirdly sensical? Like it was not over the top in this
Yeah,
one. I was
I did notice that.
Who the fuck's chapter is this?
Right? I expected it to be a lot
Yeah.
different, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Though she's doing a lot of groveling,
Yeah.
which is frustrating.
Yeah.
Flail me!
So yeah, she does. Yeah,
sorry.
She does go to see Clyde in the Earth Observatory. They have all these books out with fallen star information.
Yeah.
So it's making me think that he wants to make that triumvirate thing that they talked about in Lionel's chapter.
Celestial Trinity. Yeah.
But it does bring up the question, is there another star walking among them? You would think that maybe if that had happened before,
We would know.
there would be some destruction
Yeah.
and we would know, and the stars wouldn't be so like, this has never happened before. But they do bring up the question
Yeah.
in this section, if there's another one
Yeah.
out
Well,
there.
but in the prophecy, though, that not all stars gleam, because could there have been one lost to the shadows?
Maybe they're not a star anymore. Maybe they're human.
It's a thought I didn't consider.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would assume at some point, let's say this did happen in the past, at some point they wouldn't have any kind of power.
Well, they also seem to be obsessed with death.
Yeah.
And so Geraldine like grovels here and says, "I will die for you," and they
And they're
consider
like,
it.
"Oh, good. We want that. Yeah. Okay, you can stay." I said, were they going to kill her until she said that? Because it seemed
It seemed like it. Yeah.
And Jerry doesn't realize it's
And-
them, but Orion kind of had like a weird spidey sense about it earlier.
What do you mean?
Yeah, and then isn't it Darius that just sees her from far off? Sees towards like, that's not my wife.
Yes.
From a video.
Yeah.
But,
Sees her from a
so
video.
when they're still in the high spell classroom, or right after that, when they're about to run off together with Max and Caleb and Seth run off together, there's a moment where he's talking to Darius and he looks over and sees Darcy. And he has a weird, like, he's like, something's weird. Like, he looks at her and he's like, that's my May, something's weird.
My brain must have skipped that one.
I can see if I can find it.
I missed that too.
Because it said, I wrote down that his spidey sense about Darcy was pretty accurate.
Which I like.
Yeah.
I like. I was going to be really disappointed if they didn't catch it.
Me too, honestly.
Me too. Like I said, I'm disappointed that Geraldine didn't. So
Right?
I was like, Darius and Orion better know
I
that
was
that's not there.
disappointed in her a lot
Oh.
this section.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the gang does decide to go ahead with their plan to attack the court of Solaria, which they were planning last book. Geraldine makes a call for the city to join the True Queens, and a lot of them do, which is interesting, including a small boy who ends up saving Geraldine's life during the battle.
Which was out of nowhere, I have to say.
I thought it was a baby
I was like, who is this child?
Yeah.
Both of you noted it, and I did too, and we're all wondering if this boy is special.
Yeah. Like, where did he come from?
Not all stars sparkle. Maybe he's a star of some sort.
You would think that a star would choose to be an adult, though.
True. But
Although adults have to have jobs,
I don't know.
and that
If
sucks.
Clydenius is Satan and demons tend to masquerade as children, you never know. I don't know.
But yeah, did y'all think that Geraldine was gonna die here?
I started to wonder. I didn't think so until we got really close, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I was like, "Whoa, this is actually happening!" And then all of a sudden, she
Yeah.
was saved.
Yeah. I kind of assumed she wouldn't be.
Right.
So I would have been shocked if she had been.
So you know how Rebecca Yarros was posting quotes on her Instagram from Onyx Storm?
Mm-hmm.
These authors did the same
Oh,
for Restless Stars when it came out. And there was another quote that sounded precisely like Geraldine. And so we haven't gotten to it yet. So I was like, I'm pretty sure she's going to survive this.
yeah, that makes sense.
Does that mean she dies in another part?
Do you want to hear that quote?
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the passage where I thought that maybe his spidey senses were tingling was he's thinking about everything that he and Darcy have been through in the Zodiac Academy up to this point. And he's like listening to Darius talk, and he's like, I'm sure that Darcy will want to hear from Darius and hear all about her parents. And he says, I scanned the sky looking for any sign of flaming wings or blue hair and tried not to let myself grow concerned, though I knew I'd feel easier when she was back with me again. It felt strange to be out of her company for so long. And then this is the part where I think you had picked up, Brittany, where it says, I feel a little misplaced as Seth, Max, Caleb, and Xavier bundled Darius away. So this is before this section, but I think I just noted that he was like wary of leaving her for too long, but that could just be protectiveness, I guess.
And the quote that I saw was, oh, wouldn't there be far worse ways to die than this in the arms of my beloved lobster? It's got no who says this, but
Blatantly, that's Geraldine.
Yeah.
But I feel like that truly is going to be something she says to herself when they're going into the final battle, that if they die, that what better place to die than with him. So I still think she's going to be fine.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case.
That could be the case, yeah. All right. Well, back to the story.
So they literally leave this last second. You think she's going to die. And then I thought that Max was going to come rescue her.
Yeah, me too.
But it's this boy.
So we'll have to see who the little boy is.
Yeah. And speaking of Max, so for this battle, they have 3 targets. One is to capture, kill, or neutralize, thus Mr. Pecker, the fox person,
Vulpecula.
General McReady, which we've never heard of until now.
Thank you for
And
confirming that,
Linda-
because my whole life was like, what the was flashing before my
Who
eyes.
is
Like,
this
who the fuck
person?
is this
Yeah.
guy? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda Rigel, which Max, of course, takes on Linda himself. And for him, this battle has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And she gets her fucking ass, her unfit ass, handed to her. And I was rooting for him. Part of me agrees with what y'all wrote, where y'all are like, don't listen to Ellis, end her.
Yeah.
But also, I am glad, because it shows just what a good person Max is, that he took his sister's thoughts into consideration.
And his thought of her when he went in when she was scared of the thunderstorm, I thought that was so sweet.
It was a very sweet memory.
Oh, yeah. See, for me, Ellis is what Darius would have been had Darius had less confidence and was more able to be manipulated.
Yeah.
Naive,
So-
I guess.
But what Max did to his stepmother was so far worse than killing her, I thought.
Yeah, he left
In
her,
a good
he
way.
left her alive.
I enjoyed
Oh, yeah.
He left her alive to never be able to be Faye again. Poor fucking her.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
I thought that was perfect.
like you remember, she can't use her powers anymore, even though she still has it. She can't use it anymore. And if you don't use your magic, you slowly go insane.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So I was
do you think Ellis is going to be good now?
I would hope so. She shows potential. I'm thinking she probably will be, but I think something big is going to happen to make her choose a side. I think right now she's uncertain and she's waffling, and she expects her mom has told her what to do her whole life, and she needs direction. She needs to actually grow up a little, get her own direction. One thing she said really pissed me off, though.
What?
When she asked Max not to harm Linda, she was like, she's all I have.
Like, well, you made it that way.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Tiberius loves his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I missed that. I thought it more Max. Wow. Kind of, what a bitch.
Yeah, for real. Like, you're just completely ignoring your father.
Yeah. And I guarantee you it's Linda who was like, well, Tiberius picked Max over you. Tiberius doesn't love you as much as Max. I bet
But
that bitch
at some
did
point
that.
you're old enough to make better decisions and to look at things through your own eyes. That's on Ellis too.
Somewhat.
It is
Somewhat.
a little. You can't always overcome your conditioning, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try, and if you really put effort into it, and that's my point, is that she needs to really
Step up.
put effort into getting over the conditioning and to step up.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about this fight?
Again, I was like, what the fuck is up with the siren powers? What the fuck? They're endlessly powerful and scary, and I do not want to meet a siren in a fight.
Yeah, where was he this whole time?
For real.
Why wasn't he doing
I think
this?
it's like,
Why do you not just have an army of sirens?
yeah, I think it's like he's so good. And I think that's why he's this powerful. He's hiding that power. You shouldn't just fuck around with that kind of power, maybe. I don't know. I think, and for them to just gloss over it, like, oh, of course he has this power. We're not going to even discuss the fact that he can just scramble somebody's brain or sing them to death. That's definitely not something we should talk about. I think that's one of the craziest order forms in this universe, but we continue to overlook it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're supposed to be equal with the other heirs, but blatantly he's not equal. Blatantly he is much more powerful than
I
they
agree, personally.
I think the equal is only in the elemental power thing, but yeah, I think if I had to choose an order form that was the most powerful out of the four of them, it would be Max.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, Darius can eat you. So can Caleb.
Yeah,
So can actually Steph.
technically.
But
But Max can make you a vegetable. That's scary.
yeah, he can take away your power. He can bring your nightmares to life.
Like,
Yep.
What can't he do at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm sure he can eat you too, but I doubt he'd really
It
want
wouldn't
to.
be the same.
Eat.
Ew.
Wow, that was a
Now we're bringing up
morbid
cannibalism?
turn.
Okay, Brittany.
Damn.
well, okay. I mean, the
What's her face? Mildred brags about it in last book.
Yeah.
All right. So Max takes care of Linda. Xavier goes after Vulpecula.
You said it right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
Go me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Go, Brittany.
I can't say most words, but on occasion I can say weird ones.
Yeah, Vulpecula.
But he spots him running away from the fight like a coward and takes off after him and finds him in his father's office.
Yeah. Stealing
Sort of.
documents.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the moment he's like inner dialoguing his like hero moment of breaking free from his father, and Sophia's like, dude, move. Like,
Yeah.
Sophia's like, he's getting away.
yeah.
I felt the
Slapping
same when
so
he's
hard.
sitting there like, I'm gonna destroy my father's office and watch this picture disintegrate under my power. I was like, great use of power. Maybe don't reflect on that right now.
Now is not the
Right?
time. Oh, Xavier. Yeah. Although I love that Sophia sends the hound after the fox. I thought that was a
Yes.
fun little illusion.
Firehound.
Which
I also thought that decaying the office is super dramatic. Like, come on. You just set it on fire like a normal
He
person.
decayed the whole building.
I know.
brought it down. That was actually pretty cool. But why didn't they, for Vulpecula, they should have just videoed him rifling through Lionel's shit and then had Tyler post it to Facebook saying, thank you so much for helping the rebels. You know, you've been a great double agent or something like that. And then Lionel would have killed him.
I doubt that Lionel would have believed it.
Yeah. And also the satisfaction that they get taking him down.
Well, that too. But yeah.
Not to mention the fact that he sang like a little birdie.
Yeah, they needed him.
Yeah.
Fucking double-crossing piece of shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say I liked this Xavier in this chapter more
Yes.
than the one that we've been seeing. He's a lot
Yes.
more confident. He's sure-footed. I mean, he does have some untimely reflections. But
I actually felt more frustrated with him in this chapter than the
Really?
previous ones. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I think because I was like, you're getting too big for your britches. Could I not sound more southern there? I get it. You're going after him and you're getting somewhere, but you let him get away, you fucking dumbass. Sophia's
That
the
is
one that
true.
really took him down. Like, I felt like it was really Sophia that wins this battle, not Xavier.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
the
is-
decaying thing was dramatic to me.
you are right. It is Sophia that saves the day here. And he does misstep. I feel like he went into this battle more sure-footed, more confident, and less,
Yes.
I'm going to get my revenge and...
With a plan.
Right.
And he was working with other people. It wasn't just like Brittany was saying, he's not, I'm running off and doing this. And I did love his conversation with Vulpecula when he was giving him hell for what he wrote, that they have, you know, words have consequences.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't
like that.
kill anybody. I just wrote words.
Like, yeah, well, that makes a big fucking difference.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
You know, we learn as kids to say things like, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But it doesn't mean that they don't.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking today, like, my grandmother always told me, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. And I don't always stick to that, but I think about it a lot, like, especially if it's someone I care about.
Not to mention that most of what he said was a fucking lie, not just words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows what he did. He knows what he did. Yeah.
All right. So we do get this random POV from a Tiberian rat being held hostage in an Inquisition center that Clyde shows up and, you know, destroys. What did y'all think of her? What do you think the purpose of her is?
Remember when I made that, like, allusion to the Golden Compass?
Yeah.
Her name, the main character's name is Lyra, and she has a mouse as her daemon. Well, his name is Pan, and he tends to be a mouse. He doesn't stay a mouse. But I thought it was funny that this character is named Lyra, and she has a Tiberian rat form. Anyway, I just thought that was how funny. But I think there must be some kind of connection between her being named Lyra and the fact that the Vegas are in the
Lyra constellation.
The Lyra constellation. Yeah. And then also she says she's empty. Or they say she's empty.
They
Yeah,
call
Clyde-
her empty girl.
Yeah.
Clyde says she's empty.
What does that mean?
Empty of...
Okay, so maybe the boy isn't the star. Maybe she is.
What
I'm just going
the-
to keep saying that for everything. Like maybe it's the star.
Oh, man. Okay.
You're like, anything could be a star.
But this one was so fucking sad. I
What if
hated
they
reading this one.
What if they plan to put a fallen star in her?
That would be
empty.
interesting, yeah. With her being empty.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'm thinking, like, since she's in this Inquisition Center, she said that she had to watch her mother die, and she hasn't spoken
Since.
Right.
I'm thinking they mean she's empty of all feeling and emotion.
Maybe.
But I don't know. But
I don't know either.
It's a weird thing to, like, randomly... We're on book 9 and you're introducing a new character?
Yeah, unless they just wanted to show us a point of view from the inside of the Inquisition Center as this is happening. I could understand that because we don't have Tory or Darcy to be there. But it's interesting that they decided to do that.
Yeah. I hope that something comes of this and that it's not just some random thing that they put in.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't think
we'll see.
I think they'll end up using her, but this is where I would really love to have third person point of view instead of
I know. Sometimes it's frustrating.
Yeah. It's just it feels a little chaotic, especially for stuff like this with a new character being introduced.
Yeah.
This scene, I thought of you the entire time, Christy. Like, as soon as Clyde picked up that rat and burned it, I was like, oh, Christy's gonna want you to die really, really badly. I want you to die really, really bad.
Yeah.
Well,
I felt for the rat.
Especially with Sawyer having him with his tail chopped off.
Aww.
Yeah, that was immediately what I thought of. So yeah, this was not a fun chapter for me to read.
Yeah, that poor baby. Whoever did that to that baby. Ugh.
Yeah.
This one's for Sawyer. We're gonna kill this motherfucker.
Oh yeah. I'd love to send Tory after him. Or
Right?
whoever did it.
I would hope that Tory and Darcy, I would think that they would have to combine their power in order to destroy him.
I would think
Because
so.
he is a star. They might actually need everybody, like all the heirs and
Yeah. Actually, watch that happen.
but
Yes.
of everybody, Tory and Darcy definitely deserve the kill the most. Well, maybe those Tiberian rats.
Yeah.
But they're all dead now, so except for Lyra.
So sad.
So maybe Eugene Dipper. He's the king of the rats. So he needs to
bring back
avenge his
Eugene.
people.
I was thinking actually that because Darcy saved Eugene, that he will come back and vouch for them whenever they're doubted about being the ones that killed all of those rats.
And I love the fact that, and I know this is getting a little bit ahead, but later on, Lionel knows it wasn't them. Immediately, he knows it wasn't them.
I was like, even Lionel clocks that he was like, that's not really their behavior.
I was like, okay, so the counselors, and I'm not sure how, like, if anybody else thought it was actually them, because Darius is immediately like, that's not my fucking wife.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
But
that's not my fucking wife.
Yeah.
For anybody who have been close to Tory and Darcy at all, even in a physical closeness,
to think it was them,
like the counselors, to think it was them.
Yeah.
That just shows how stupid these people are.
Yeah.
If Lionel can figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Darius and Orion are going after another guildstone that Darius learned about in the Beyond. Mm-hmm. And it's in one of Darius's ancestors' hidden treasure caves. And Darius goes full dragon here.
I love this chapter.
Mine.
He's like, I love that Orion's fucking with him so hard. He's like, can I have this one? What about this one?
Yeah.
Can I have this?
Don't touch
But
it.
the way he does it too, like, do you need the earrings? How about the bracelet? Like,
Yeah.
I love that Darius put so much shit in his pockets that his pants fell off.
Mine.
Yeah, Orion pushed him far enough that he, like, really? There's a dress with diamonds? What are you going to do with that, Darius?
At some
Wear
point,
it?
He says he's hard, too. He was like, but that's not the point. Oh, my God.
and I'm kind of wondering too, because by being dead, by being beyond the veil, Darius learns a lot of info that could help them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if the stars are helping them in a way. Maybe they made Darius agree to die so that he could get this info, kind of knowing what would happen.
Well, especially now that the curse is lifted. Yeah.
And, I mean, they did push the divine moment on them at the worst possible time in their relationship, months after, not even months, weeks after they met for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe that was truly their way of getting around Clydenius and helping them, knowing that he cursed them, and that kind of on the side they were doing that to kind of push them in the right direction and to get them the info they needed. So maybe the stars are actually doing something.
Maybe. I don't know.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another music box in which Darius and Orion get sucked in. Darius totally would have got his ass handed to him if Orion wasn't there.
Yep.
But what did y'all think about this trial?
I will say it wasn't for me as entertaining as the first one, but there was Darius doing the mine, and that shit was still funny. Like, I had not gotten over it yet.
Yeah.
So I was laughing at that the whole time and honestly missed the centaur shit. Like, I was like, okay, centaur is cool. Spicy Sag stone. Gotta get the Sagittarius stone and mine. After a while, it could probably get old, but it was still cracking me up.
Yeah. Yeah, the actual thing itself was not as...
The riddle?
Yeah, it didn't seem very riddly.
Yeah, I wrote it down if you want to read it, or I can read it.
Yeah.
5 stones may sit upon a throne, but none of them hold water. The greatest of them fails at flame, the weakest is its daughter. In air, 2 of them will excel, but the other may be your freedom. They'll linger too long on the earth, and you may fail to see them. What was killing me is, like, Orion was doing, like, tests and stuff. He was, like, throwing one in the air, and one did a really good job, and he was like, okay, there's that one. And I was like, what? That's so simple, but also, like, it was working, thank God. Like, what would we do without Orion? I say for the 1000th time.
And then Darius is just like, oh, okay, blast.
Literally.
And
I thought that Darius was very relatable because I would be sitting there like, and what the fuck does that mean? I would be Darius in this situation. I would not be Orion.
I probably would be too.
Me too. Especially for that.
These little music boxes are like miniature escape rooms.
They are, in a fun way.
Except for you die if you don't get out.
Which is the ultimate fun.
Oh, it's fun for us to read them. Yeah. Really?
Which...
Fucked up escape rooms have you been in?
After they won the first one, the box started spitting out bones. I can't remember. Did bones get spat out of this one?
I don't recall.
I don't know.
I do not recall that happening.
If not, then either nobody's attempted this before.
Well, this one was lost.
Yeah.
Or before it was lost.
Sure.
I'm assuming either nobody's attempted it before, or did the centaur eat their bones?
Wow.
Maybe.
You are just fucking driving down the morbid highway tonight.
That was my, like, where'd the bones? Where'd the bones?
Yeah, this would actually be hell for me because I am claustrophobic. So any escape room for me is I get out or I die. That's my thought process anyway.
I mean,
I'm not necessarily claustrophobic, but I don't like small spaces either.
Right. Yeah, I do not. I'm not good with them. And then they get out, and then Orion's like, okay, now hand it over. And Darius is like, no. And he's like, I can keep it safe.
I'll hold it for you. I'll keep it safe. It's fine. Perfectly fine in my pocket. And I love that he manages to get Darius to hand it over, and Darius immediately steals it back.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, Darius, how are you going to give that over?
Is he distracts him. The way that he gets it is he distracts him by putting another piece of treasure in his hands. And then he's like, and thank you. And Darius is like looking at it, like reading the history of this one.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He is definitely ADHD.
When it comes to jewels, yeah.
Hyper-focus and easily distracted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Poor Caleb. He went after McCready.
I love
fought
this
him
chapter so
in a
much.
sewer and got left behind, much like Tory got left behind when the rest of them left to go to the academy. And he had to make his own way.
They really did that to him.
Yeah.
Can I just say really quick, because when Jerry finds out and she's like, no, you can't go back for him. I
was pissed.
so angry with her. I was actually really, really fucking pissed that I don't like that she's fine with leaving him behind, and that if she thinks that the only people in a society that fucking matter are the queens, then she is fucked up, and I do not want any part of that. She is, I don't know why they're doing that to her character, but
I think it's because she's grieving and she is hyper throwing herself into this role that she's created for herself, and she can't stop. Like Max says later, she doesn't sleep. She doesn't really eat. She just focuses all on the twins and whatever she thinks that they need, and trying to be everything for them and do everything for them. And it is destroying her. I'm hoping it is just grief and that it will lighten up, because I am sick of it.
yeah. Okay. Hopefully so.
Yeah.
I really want that to be the case, because I was, especially because she did it to Caleb, I was really pissed.
You said, that's my man. That's my man. You can't touch him.
Yeah, the fact that she said, "Oh, I knew you'd do just fine because you're a good warrior for the queens." That's not always the case. Like, just because he survived doesn't mean he's a good warrior or whatever. Or just because he's a good warrior doesn't mean he's going to survive. I said that backwards.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that. Like, you
people
can't.
die in battle all the time.
It's not unreasonable for them to want to have gone and helped him, and for her to be like, no, you can't go, is incredibly selfish. And just, what if that had been someone she really cared about? You know what I mean?
What if it had been Max?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's cool either. And it feels like an assassination of her character, even if she is grieving.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, because she is one of the very few characters who have not yet dealt with her grief. And Max saying that he's worried about her, I'm hoping that's why they put that line in there.
I
Right.
hope so.
Yeah.
But Caleb does come across this little old bitty bitch
Yeah.
who thinks he's the bog beast.
He was like, I guess I deserved that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so Seth got his hair cut off.
Yep.
So he got some payback, and Darius kind of died and all, so I guess he got his payback.
Nice.
Darius kind of died, so I guess that's, yeah.
So for this to happen to Caleb, I was like, I'm sorry, buddy, but this is your payback.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. That's funny.
Now, what's going to be Max's?
What does he do? He makes
I
one
don't
of them
think
pee themselves?
Max shouldn't really get one. He doesn't, I don't think, deserve payback.
Doesn't he make one of them pee themselves?
He does.
I think Jerry is enough payback.
And
but the thing is, though, like we've discussed before, he never pretended to be their friend. He never pretended to be a romantic interest or anything like that. So,
but it's not about the pretending. It's somebody wronged me and they deserve a little payback. He did poison them.
But Max was like, you are my enemy.
Whatever.
Interesting.
He declared enemyship.
Still, my enemies deserve a little payback. I pray for payback every day.
I feel like Jerry is enough payback for him. Like, do you remember the bagel on his dick? Like, that is enough, I think.
No.
That's true.
He's constantly being paid back for that shit. Poor Max.
Yeah.
But the heirs have bowed. She needs to lighten up on them.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have that excuse anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Also, this lady's pickup truck kind of reminded me of the one in Twilight. It's like a rusty old pickup truck. I don't know why that made me laugh. I was like Bella's truck from Twilight.
I also think it's funny because you remember when Tory and Caleb go to the Library of the Lost and they fight the monsters, and then at the end Tory's like covered in crap and he's like perfectly pristine, and I was like, oh,
yes,
not so pristine now, are you?
Yeah. And then when he sees Seth is literally like, did you fall in a pile of shit or something? Like,
first there was the kiss.
He's like, oh,
and then,
Caleb.
Yeah.
No.
Which, I'm sorry, Caleb, but no, you go take a shower first.
At least brush your teeth, bro. one.
Oh, but yes, I did love that Caleb's first thought was, "Oh, I'm gonna go kiss Seth." And
so cute. I love it.
Mhm.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole last few weeks.
my whole last few weeks.
I was like, finally, something of a confession. Because we had sort of one, but then they revoked it, kind of. They were like, yeah, we're going to pretend that didn't happen, sort of. And I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
They talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, a meeting is called before Caleb can shower or they could talk any more about it.
What a shame.
Because the group just found out about Clyde.
Yeah, that's not my
and
fucking
what he
wife.
did. And that's not my fucking wife.
It's perfect.
Yes, Darius. Yes. Do you know how high he rose on my list after that? I don't know why. It was just like, yeah, you fucking tell him. You fucking tell him.
It's kind of like Rowan's "Where's My Wife?"
Yeah, it is. Oh, which is still one of the best moments. I'm sorry. I love Throne of Glass deeply.
Mm-hmm.
My Roman Empire.
All right. Well, the twins finally escape the cave. They figure out they can make a spark, set their clothes on fire, get their power back, and boom, they're out. But honestly, okay, so the last time they were at this location, Gabriel had to stardust them here. And it's supposed to be at like the southernmost tip of the country or whatever. And I don't know how big this country is. But did they fly back in hours? Days?
Yeah, like what? This whole chapter's fucked because they should have gotten out before this. This is ridiculous. Like, what do you mean they're just now getting out and it was that easy? So there's that. And then 2, on the time thing. I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like Caleb just showed up and then bam, the twins are now out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, quick resolutions.
Very quick resolution. And I feel like it's always back and forth with the authors. Either we get no resolution or we get a super fast one. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's dragged out forever and a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I thought that they got out way too easily. And if it was going to be that easy, they should have gotten out like chapter 1.
I agree.
At least make it a little difficult. But
I agree.
Yeah, because that kind of says a lot about Clyde, that's the extent of his ability to keep them contained.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Orion immediately meets Darcy at the gates with Caleb. And he's like, yep, this is my girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's like, well, we still
like,
need to figure that out. We need some proof. And then Darius shows up and he's like, no, this is my girl.
Like,
they're like, okay, fine.
Again, I feel like that was almost too easy too, but I don't want it to drag out. You know what I mean? Like
I get it. Yeah.
I don't necessarily want it to last half of the book. So I
don't want it to drag out, but I don't want it to be easy. It should be something they work for a little bit.
Yeah.
Make us feel like they earned it.
Yeah. Like you said, I feel like this probably should have been introduced farther back in the series.
So everybody is demanding answers from the twins about what's going on. And Geraldine has them all gather in the orb for a war meeting or whatever. And I thought it was a really good point that you pointed out, Christy, that the counselors are questioning them. And what, they couldn't question Lionel or Hale or...
Was that me or was that Lily?
I think that was me.
Oh, yeah, then yeah, you did.
I love taking other people's credit, but
Sorry. Yeah, that was Lily. Sorry, my bad. My brain saw purple for some reason.
I don't care.
But anyway, I thought it was a good point that you pointed out. That
thank you.
They can sit there and question the twins when they never questioned Lionel or Hale.
Yep, I totally agree.
You know what? Lionel might have burned this building down and they probably still wouldn't have questioned him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought it was so funny that they were immediately like, how dare you do that? And it was like, well, would you have said that to Lionel? Because I feel like you had a lot of time to question his actions.
But I think it's what we talked about last week about that whole concept of that he's a fellow parent, he's a fellow, adult, and that they're the kids, and that's how they see them.
Yeah, even if they have accepted them now, it was just like frustrating. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Although they do defer to them about what to do next.
They're learning.
Yeah, they're learning.
Slowly. But I told y'all this before, but we brought up the question on how we thought maybe Clyde would be taken down or whatever. And I said I had a theory.
Yeah.
So I think it's here where they talk about, the Imperial Star is gone and it was actually Clyde. And then Seth goes, I think it's Seth. It was one of the heirs. Why did I waste all that time learning those commands?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the commands can still control Clyde.
Ooh, that's a great theory. The power words.
Yes. So, because why else would they learn them?
I totally agree.
Unless the authors want to.
I was thinking the stones, but maybe the stones plus the power words?
Potentially. Like, they could work together. Although Hale used the words to ask the Imperial Star to do stuff.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the stones. So I think maybe the stones will serve a different purpose, but I don't know what.
Perhaps, yeah.
It has to have something to do with Clyde, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they can force him back into the stones.
Ooh. That was my theory was the stones. So
maybe used in conjunction. But I definitely think those power words are gonna have to play a role somewhere. And if they could control the Imperial Star, which is Clyde's heart, hopefully they'll still be able to control him.
I do like the theory that they might put him back in the stone, or put him back in stone form and then maybe break him or something. That'd be cool.
And release that energy back into the world. Okay.
Yeah. I was just about to say that if they put him back in the stone, they can maybe force him to die the way he was supposed to die.
Right, yeah. I do think it's concerning he might be looking for another star. Mentioned it earlier, but they kind of bring it up here a little bit.
Yeah, they bring up all those books that they were looking at in the Earth Observatory. I'm worried.
Me too, especially about the Trinity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that, Lionel, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so afterwards, Jerry has decided to take over Seth and Darius's rooms to give to Darcy and why she needs to redecorate Darius's room, I don't know, because that's already Tori's room and we all know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't Tori or Darcy say something to her about treating them better? I don't understand why they don't step in.
They should. But the way I'm thinking is that if you have to defend another Fae, you're making them look weak.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can think of is why they don't put a stop to it, because it's ridiculous. And nobody in their right mind would want to sleep in Seth's room.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
I don't understand why it would be Seth's. I get it that Darcy's and Orion are both in the heir house, but it could be anybody's, and you chose Seth's. Why did it have to be the heirs? Or you could choose Darcy's room.
Or it could be his professor house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a bedroom on Rump Island.
It just feels like she targets the heirs.
She does. It does feel that way. I don't know if she does it on purpose or not, but it does feel that way. And it feels enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
I like her character. I don't like how she's acting.
I think she wanted to do something thoughtful, and she's leaning on her old habits because she's grieving. And that's what I'm going to hope, because it just kind of sucks to read.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And I agree with
that. She just seems to only care about the queens, that's it. And everybody else is expendable, even those that have been loyal to her, that have put their lives on the line for her. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Yeah. To be fair, I think she thinks her own life is expendable too. And
she does.
I do think she believes that.
Yeah,
she does.
The only people that matter are the queens.
Yeah.
So they all head to King's Hollow after for this let's get together and gossip as just our old group again. And so Seth going, Darcy, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
His need to talk to her. And on top of that, when they get to King's Hollow, Darius is like, so who's fucking who?
Yeah. Oh my God, he's fucking with him so much. It's so funny.
Oh, Caleb, I bet you just have all the girls after you. I know that you had to have one long-haired brunette under you screaming your name.
And Seth drops a cup. I love it so much. I missed them being just like that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I miss Orion and Tory too. Like the two
Yeah.
of them together are so funny.
They are.
They
They're
are.
really fun together.
They're very cute. But in the midst of this, they do get called to...
Are you going to skip over my Oreo hose?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Have you seen that before? That copy pasta?
Coffee pasta?
What?
Do you know what a copy pasta is?
Not at all.
How do I explain this? A copy pasta. Do you know what a creepy pasta is? Okay. Okay, so a copy pasta is something that no one knows where it originates typically, but people will copy it to other parts of the internet. And they might change like a little thing about it, but it's almost always the same. And this part in the notes where I put, I'm the head of the Oreo hose. If Orion has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Orion has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Orion only has 1 fan, then that is me. If Orion has no fans, then that means I am no longer on Earth. If the world is against Orion, then I am against the world. That is a copy pasta. Everyone has been copying it in comment sections, in Reddit posts, and literally everywhere, and replacing the name for whoever it is they're talking about. And some copy pastas are really long. Some of them are not. A creepypasta is exactly what you probably think it is. It is a copied story or blurb or set of words or whatever that is scary and meant to creep you out. And they originate on subreddits and 4chan and stuff like that. That's what a copypasta and a creepypasta are. And I just wanted everyone to know that my dedication to Orion is there.
Nice.
Monologue over.
I'm old. I don't spend that much time on the internet, so.
Well, I thought you might know because of Anime Club, at least.
Yeah, like they talked to me about that. Mostly what they talked to us about was Hannah's wedding.
Oh my god.
I don't miss those conversations.
Oh Lord, I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know who that is, but
She
A 12-year-old.
I'm
13-year-old.
pretty sure she was 14 by the time
We
I
left.
last saw her.
Probably.
And she was trying to choose between 3 boys.
I think they were fake boys, though.
Yeah, she got engaged and then broke up.
Mm-hmm. They're fake, though. I'm 100% sure that they're fake. Anyways, I'm sorry I took us off.
But yes, they do get all these Facebook posts about, how much there's a bunch of drawings of Orion doing things with his dick out.
Oh, poor Orion.
Yeah.
A victim of fan art.
oh my god.
We got millions of votes and they're getting tagged in all this shit. And Tori gets a call from Dante saying that it's okay to come see Gabriel now. So they do. And they have this cute little, I'm going to tie you up and fly away moment with Darius and Orion.
Goofballs.
Gabriel is literally in bed, kind of knocked out because he's having too many visions and he can't control it. And he has to let them go through. And Leon and Carson are sitting at his bedside writing down his prophecies.
Leon.
Leon's a little bit more interpretive
In his
recordings. What is it? Don't eat a tulip on a Sunday? Turnip. Don't eat a turnip. Do y'all think Gabriel will be okay?
Yeah.
I do, but I was definitely concerned about him. But I felt better that Dante was like, yeah, it's happened before. He'll be okay.
They have a special place for him.
Oh, I feel bad, but when Darcy gave Gabriel like the little drawing, I was like, nobody wants your fucking shitty drawing, Darcy. I was like, what the fuck?
She's supposed to be a good artist.
I don't know why, but you know how everyone headcanons Farrah is a really terrible artist? Like, I think in my mind, Farrah is a really beautiful painter. Like, she's great at it. And
Me too.
in my mind, Darcy sucks ass at drawings. Like, I cannot see her
Oh my god.
as a good artist. I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know
I didn't
why.
think I would ever see the day that you were bagging on Darcy, and I was like, oh,
can't.
poor Darcy.
I cannot. There's no way. Like, at least Farrah has like other people that have seen her work and are like, wow, like that was really beautiful. I love what you've done with the place. Not everyone could lie to Farrah like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself. I
Cameron
cannot.
would definitely not lie to her.
Exactly. I think Azriel would have a hard time lying too. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He would just stay silent.
Exactly.
He won. He won.
Exactly. So I feel like someone would have told Farrah. We would have seen by now if she was shitty at her painting. But Darcy only mentions it on occasion, and I just cannot imagine that she's like a masterly artist.
Her dad used to draw too.
And
It's inherited.
no, it's not. That shit is a skill.
It is, but a lot of people
can
have
be-
natural talent.
Sure, but it is a skill you work at, and I just cannot see.
Maybe she
I'm
worked at it
sorry.
in the background.
Maybe she did.
You're fighting.
Oh my god.
It was off the page. Off the page.
At least they mentioned him fucking training. Darcy's not drawing in the background.
Yeah, she's probably too busy fucking Orion.
Yeah.
But
you know what? We deserve that one.
Maybe while she's fucking Orion, she's drawing. Maybe she drew all those fan art pictures of him with his dick out.
Draw me like one
Oh
of
my
your
God.
French girls.
Oh, my
man.
God.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just cannot imagine that. And the way that she presents it to him, she's like, just in case he needs something to like bring him up, make him feel better. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Darcy. Get the fuck out of here.
Something real. Just in case he needs something real.
A real bad drawing.
Oh my God.
I don't know why.
Damn.
I just can't
She
get
probably
over
drew him a
this.
picture of the shadow beast, like a little
Well,
doggy.
didn't it say
says
it
what
was of
she
the three
drew.
of them?
It's like the three of them like flying, and all I can see is like three stick figures like holding hands in the air. I know that it's a bad drawing. I'm sorry, Darcy. I like Darcy. I gotta be honest though.
You just suck at drawing, Darcy. You just suck.
Unless I hear from anyone else, that's my headcanon.
All right. Well, Gabriel's family takes him off. Darius mentions this whole remember Marcus, and then Tori
poor
and
Marcel.
Darcy. Yeah, I know, right? Tori and Darcy go visit their prisoners.
Which was, I feel like this was a weird scene. Did you guys feel like that?
Yeah.
Like, almost. I get that it's kind of to get some closure with Marguerite and Kylie, I guess, and Mildred, but I didn't really need it.
Well,
I mean, we do learn that, yes, Nova was being dark horse the whole time. She is a loyal person. She and
Right.
Washer get back together, sort
Yes.
of, maybe. We don't know.
Yes.
But I'm thinking they do, so maybe he can stop hitting on everybody else.
Thank
No.
God. Although
And I
think he
like
will
that
still do
Marguerite was coming out.
Yeah.
Yes. And Marguerite is cleared,
Mm-hmm.
and she bows, even though it was painful for her.
Yeah.
And I love that Tori lets her out and is like, okay, Milton, you're in charge of her.
Which is fair.
Mhm.
As soon as she's cleared.
Yeah.
Kylie gets fucking drenched. Can't wait to see what they do with her and fucking Mildred.
They should make her marry Mildred.
Oh my God.
I mean, think about it. That's a punishment. It's like the worst
Kylie
punishment.
is being shamed, so she doesn't get to marry anyone. She doesn't get to exist.
At this point, though, is she still being shamed since Lionel has taken over?
Well, see, that was just a shaming by the heirs and the princesses at the time. So
Yeah.
it's not an official shaming, but they could make that shaming real, although I don't think that's good enough.
Mm-mm. No.
You're like, that's
No.
not enough for me.
I would like something to really bring her down, but
Yeah.
we'll see. What about Mildred? I think we should give her to Jerry and let Jerry take her grief
Oh,
out
yes.
on Mildred.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds like a great idea.
yeah.
And then she can stop taking her grief out on the heirs and
Hopefully.
everybody around
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, Jerry needs a little bit of therapy, and
Some
Mildred
rage
needs
therapy.
some suffering. Yeah, so I love that. I love that idea.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But the real real kicker about this scene is what happens with that Irvine guy.
Yeah, the McCree, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
You mean
Yeah.
the Chucky doll?
General?
That guy that we didn't even know anything about him until now.
Yeah, and he didn't last very long.
No.
Tory and Darius
No.
go in to interrogate him, and then it's like, bam, he's
Beat the shit
dead.
out of him.
Mhm.
They beat the shit out of him, and they had fun doing it. I was
They
like,
did.
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was surprised.
In that cave, Tory mentions that the price won't be taken out on Darcy, so your fears of that,
Yeah.
at least there's not that.
Yeah.
But the price is she took death, so she owes death. But how much death? Is it forever?
Yeah, how much? I agree.
Like, she
It's a
took
good
one
question.
soul. She provided McCree or whatever soul. So she paid back, right? We're done.
No. I doubt
I
that.
wish.
I doubt that.
No, she rattled those stars quite a bit.
Mhm. I don't think it's a 1-for-1.
No. And I think I put this in my notes, but based on the way Tori acts here, I'm wondering if that the twins' reign is going to be like their parents, in that Tori kind of deals out a lot of harsh punishment or justice out of some sense of, I don't know,
Going crazy?
spontaneous justice. Yeah. And Darcy's the one to kind of be like, no, we can't do that. Like, we can't do that. Hold that in for now. Tamper that down.
Yeah. I mean, that's a real possibility. And Darius says that he thinks that they weren't out of control and that they wouldn't turn on their allies, but are we sure? Because
I don't know about that.
No.
I think they were out of control. Otherwise, why didn't you
Based
stop?
on the passages, yeah, they were.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too.
But, and I don't remember what chapter this was in. I think it might have been in King's Hollow, but I'm not sure. Where Darius is like, I don't know about either, but I need to learn so that
Mm-hmm.
Tori's...
Oh, Tori can't have one up on me.
Tori
Yeah.
doesn't have one up on me.
Still competing.
Yeah, she was sitting there reading the book and she was like, oh, I found what I want. And it was a way to contact the ferryman, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think that's about?
I honestly interpreted it as a way for her to confirm what their price is.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I didn't think she was going to go and ham and try to kill him or something. I don't think that's the case. I think she knows better. Actually, I don't know about
I
that.
don't know if he can be killed. Can he
Well,
be
yeah.
killed?
I don't know, but I almost said I think she knows better, but she probably doesn't. She probably doesn't care about that. But I don't think that's her goal. I think she just wants to confirm what do we owe you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be receptive?
Yes.
I mean, he did talk to her last time.
That was before, she kind of blew him up or
Cheated?
whatever she did.
It was an accident.
Pushed him into the water.
It was
Yeah.
an accident.
was an
Totally.
accident.
He's going to take that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know if it'll go well.
I'm wondering if she's going to negotiate the price. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you...
5 years of unhinged bloodshed
Yeah, something like that.
as opposed to,
Just
Forever.
deliver all of his Lionel's followers.
yeah,
Yeah, like,
So they're
I'll
all
give you
yours.
this...
the
Yeah,
bonded ones.
I'll give you the souls of all these people in Lionel's army, and my price is paid.
Well, and even just
Yeah.
the people that weren't even in his army, but just allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
Wipe them out.
Why don't we just do genocide? Anybody who's not in the rebel army,
You're
dead.
That's not genocide. That's assassinate.
Aside. Yes.
Oh, man. Okay. Any other thoughts about the prisoners and Gus giving up everything? Darcy and Orion walking into this bloodshed room going, I guess yours went different than mine.
Yeah. They were like, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I'm glad that we got some answers.
yeah.
And why didn't anybody search him?
Yeah. How the fuck did he have a knife? Are you kidding me?
It's a great question. Come
That's-
on, guys.
Lack security. You just let your queen in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking amateurs.
To be fair, they've probably never run a war before.
Yeah.
But we do get Lionel's chapter here next that is really kind of telling. Lots of stuff happens. I wanted to mention one of Lionel's first words is like, I'm sitting on my throne, which is much bigger than Hale's. And all I could think about was, my crowds are much bigger. I have the biggest crowds.
Oh my God.
With like 3 chairs taken up.
Gosh. That's fantastic, Brittany.
That was like, I died laughing because I was like, relevant.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently Lionel has captured a star that has fallen, and Lavinia has used her shadows to keep it from releasing its energy. So it's stuck and it's in pain. And I'm surprised the stars haven't stepped in here either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, people?
Yeah, I'm surprised they let that star be caught. I don't know. I immediately went, oh no, this is not good. Not good. Also, I hate that he's kind of formed this weird bond with Lavinia because they have to have power. I hate it. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, and him begging her to be like, don't you want to be my guardian? And she's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Trying to manipulate her. Yeah.
You fuck anybody else, I'm gonna kill you, but I don't want to be your guardian.
No.
Mm-hmm. I was weirdly proud of her for saying no.
I'm worried he's going to figure out what ether is. I'm very concerned.
I don't know if he's strong enough to wield it. I think he's just a weak, pathetic creature that has just found enough strong people to
is Lavinia?
hide him. Yeah.
I don't know if
she
he would
was.
be willing to pay the price of using ether. He might force other people to pay the price. I don't know if you can do that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
My concern right now is if he figures out how to wield that star.
Yeah.
He can't, though. He's no longer king. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Not the Imperial Star, the one he has captured.
Yep.
What if it turns into another Imperial Star because he forces it somehow? Like, I'll stop torturing you if you do this.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about that whole star situation.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Darius and Seth have a fight, sort of an argument about which is cooler.
Going to the moon or dying?
Or dying. And I think Seth has a point. Everybody dies.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Seth. And he can make coconuts. He's going to be fine.
Oh my God.
But I loved that Darius was like, oh, dang, did you go to the moon? For real?
He's like, man, I must have forgotten about that.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Seth.
He continues to fuck with them about their relationship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Honestly, one of the best parts of this book so far is Darius fucking with them.
And then dragging Tory into it too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They did
He was
great.
like, I knew you would want to be a part of this. And she was like, absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so when they go on the FIB raid and Tory is like trying to hotwire this human security system that they did.
Yeah.
And Caleb is with them and he's like, how long is this going to take? And she's like, faster than fucking a werewolf or something like that.
With a straight face.
Uh-huh.
He was like, how would I know? And I really wanted Tory to be like, didn't you sleep with Rosalie?
What about Rosalie? Yeah.
Why are you being so weird, Caleb?
Definitely quicker than fucking a vampire.
You know, because of the weird speed thing.
The speed thing and all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which one would come first, Caleb? The werewolf or the vampire?
Please tell us. Yeah.
I hope we see more of that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
although I don't want them to drag it out too much because I really want Seth and Caleb to go public.
Me too, but
soon.
it is funny.
But I am hoping that maybe this is what finally drives them to be like, okay, we did it. We screwed each other. We're fine.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I think Tory, Darius, and Caleb go in one way, and Darcy, Seth, and Orion go in another. And Darcy is separated after everybody gets dosed with order suppressant because there's cameras and everybody can see them. They didn't exactly break in very well.
Yeah. Great job, guys. Even if you have your little tech guy in your ear, which is Xavier, which cracked me up.
Xavier, Sophia, and Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Leon shows up later like, you went on a heist without me?
I'm the best thief in Solaria.
Now I'm going to have to out-heist your heist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which, that is such a thing with their family. If somebody pulls off a heist,
Oh
then
my God.
somebody in that family has to out heist them. Even if it's like, so in Ruthless Boys, Rory steals a priceless car that Leon always had his eye on, and then like flaunts it in front of Leon. So Leon steals it from his brother.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I gotta read these.
Yeah.
Anyway. They get trapped by these aqueous fae traps.
Yes.
Except for Darcy.
She gets trapped by one too, but she gets...
She gets taken to the head FIB agent, who she then stun guns in the balls.
Yeah.
Birdie.
Like, yes!
Yeah. You guys thought it would be a piece of cake to come in here. Here we are. I guess that's what happens when you turn into a dragon and then fly up the side of the building, guys.
Yeah,
Guys.
I mean...
Come on. What was the point of
more
sneaking in if you were just going to turn into a dragon and...
A gold dragon. Not even a black dragon that can hide in the night. You're a fucking gold dragon.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, so Darcy does end up freeing herself and reuniting with everybody, and one of the FIB guards bows to her, and Lance comes in, and he's like, who fucking hurt you?
Who did this? Lance, who hurt you, Orion?
Okay, just marry
Love
me
him.
now, please.
I know. Head of the Oreo hose.
Oh my god.
Oreo hose. That me. They also, after he bows, they are reunited with Tory and Orion, and Darcy's like, where's Darius? And Tory's like, well, he found a huge golden nugget.
Oh
and
my
he's
god.
trying to carry it.
I love that they have to convince him. They're like, okay, yes, it is yours, but it can stay here
But
for
we have
now.
to
But it's
leave
still
it.
yours, but it can
Yeah.
stay here.
Oh my god.
I can just imagine him like carrying it in, like big arms around it.
Oh my god.
I just want to be like, your dragon is showing.
Yeah.
But this new FIB agent ally person does lead them to where the stone is. Unfortunately, it's with a creature that's been eating the FIB agents. And it's,
Yeah.
of course, a fucking spider. There are way too many spiders in this section.
I thought of you.
I think spiders are cool, but yeah, not good. I didn't know that they collect gemstones, though.
They apparently collect people, too.
Well, we knew that.
I think it's just a meal, like a little snack, like
Yeah.
one of those like cheese things that you like peel off in slices, or in right. That's still a thing, right?
Like one of the little, like a cheese stick that you like peel.
Yeah,
Comparing
It's a
a
snack.
human or the gemstones.
Yeah, so you're just gonna peel them and like
Yeah, just they liquefy in the sack, and then you just peel it open and slurp
more
it up.
like I guess a coconut. Then stick a straw in.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Maybe he's got a straw up in there, like it just comes down.
And Orion immediately gets snatched.
Well, of course,
Yes.
he's tasty.
It's tasty.
Exactly. You're so fucking right.
Remember,
Christy.
isn't he cinnamon? He's cinnamon flavored.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god,
Oh
you're
my
so
God.
right.
Yes.
It's like a little cappuccino.
Oh, I bet he is delicious. Mm. Brittany's losing it. Poor baby had to be saved like a damsel in distress.
And I mean,
At least Tori, after getting bitten, she still managed to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like wrapped up like a baby, like spiders. Like,
I love that when she came out too, she was like, spiders.
yeah, spiders.
Spiders.
God, they're gonna be traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
And I love that the antidote made them drunk.
Yeah, that was funny.
What is it that she said?
One of them tries to speak, but then they can't. They're like slurring all over the place. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Tori, she says, the something is shouting. I texted it to y'all. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. She goes, it was like, hey, look, it's me. Hey, me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, me.
The moon. Moon friend.
The moon. The moon is shouting. Hey, look, it's me. Hey, me.
I was thinking of whatever Orion says. He like slurs his words or something.
He's
Orion
like, you're
groans and sits up.
beautiful.
I feel like a zombie. Rah. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. Hey, look, it's a full moon.
The
And she
moon
goes,
is
"Ow."
shouting.
Oh my god, that was
Yeah,
so
she
great.
like howls. Oh, it's just funny. We should get drunk again sometime.
Yes.
That was so fun. We should do, if we ever have enough listeners, we should do like a Patreon episode where we're drunk.
Yes.
That would be really
Yes.
fun.
Like drunk history, but drunk reading.
Yeah.
Although I'm more likely to spill all my secrets.
Oh, no. We'll
Not
just edit it out.
Yeah, honestly, not that I
We'll
have
just
any
edit
secrets from y'all, but just be like, my first crush was definitely Jessica Alba. Definitely, she's
Yeah.
so hot. And by the way, speaking
have
of which,
done that.
Dark Angel is the first show I saw her in, and that's where I was like, dang.
You were like, yeah.
Although the problem is Brittany can drink us under the table, and I have a feeling that Lily and I will be asleep in our chairs, and then Brittany is
I'd
just
still
going to
be
be
going.
all her secrets out there.
Oh my gosh.
And Brittany's going to be like, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there right now. Like, no edit.
Guess what?
So accurate. So accurate. I love that.
Guess what, guys? Guess what? I got something to tell you.
Oh my
So
god.
funny. But yeah, they get the stone. They get the Pisces stone.
Yeah.
We get the
So I
Pisces
think
stone, I think.
the Taurus stone is the only one left, right?
I'm the last one. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Special. We'll see where it is, then I might not be as happy.
Where would you want it to be?
Maybe with the altars, since he's a Taurus. I don't know. Since I don't know if they've given up a stone yet, have they?
I don't know if so. There were 6 stones with the cup,
Right.
and then we found one at the palace in the music box, one with the Acruxes
Yep.
in the music box.
Leon's
One
family
at-
had one.
Leon's family had one, and one at the FIB.
Yeah, so maybe the altars could have one. I don't know.
They could.
It has to be something
So-
earth related, I'm assuming, but it really doesn't. These stones are like just all over the place. So
Yeah, I have no idea where it could be.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
me either.
I don't either.
Me either. I bet it's gonna suck to get it though.
Although, I will say this, and I'm only saying this because I don't really actually, since they mentioned it in Beyond the Veil, I don't think it's actually there. But the music boxes, there were 4 of them,
Yeah.
and they were all hidden at King's Hollow at one point.
Okay, so that's a maybe. Okay.
Any thoughts for our next section? Any hopes?
Well, we gotta find out where that last stone is, and I think we're probably gonna see the ferryman. I don't know how that's gonna go though.
My brain went the ferryman, like the star, but then you mean the man of the Death
The
River.
Death Man, the man of the Death River. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My brain.
You're not even drunk yet.
I know, right? Just
What do you
naturally.
think, Christy?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see her meeting with the ferryman. I don't know. I hope they resolve the whole issue of Clyde using their faces to do horrible things. I really don't want
Yeah.
to see that as an extra hurdle in there. So I'm hoping that that's something that's resolved next go round. But yeah, I'd like for them to finish the stones, to figure out what it is that they
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I am similar. I would like them to find the last stone. Maybe, I don't know, do some scouting. Maybe try to find Lionel and
Oh yeah.
spy on his little army. Make a plan to battle him or something. I don't know. We have quite a few chapters to go. So for the next section, I'm hoping specifically to resolve the stones. Maybe learn more about this Trinity star thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely hear more of that. All right. Well, we'll end it there. We hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Next episode, we'll be discussing Book 9, Restless Stars, chapters 15 through 40. New episodes drop every week.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week. So please, please, please do so. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Raiders podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.